It is being there for the child, making the child feel that you're trustworthy, is not becoming their psychotherapist. It is being interested in their schoolwork, being aware when they've done particularly well on a particular day with their difficult, knowing what it is that they find difficult, knowing what they find easy and where they do well, and when they are congratulated on, actually it makes them feel undermined because they didn't make as much effort as they did on something else where they really struggled. A guy called Jon Hutchinson from New Zealand who did this massive study of what makes a teacher a good teacher. And what he showed was not something that was rocket science, but showed that when a teacher is aware of the individual child, then that teacher would succeed with that child. And the more aware they were of individual children in their class, the better they did for the whole class. That is difficult to do, no question, and I'm not trying to minimize it. But I also want to emphasize that it's doable, because you don't have to get it right every time. You just have to get it right a few times when it matters. It's the most important determinant that we know of a child's happiness at school is feeling that they belong, is that they are part of a community. So what makes a community? The community becomes one when it's based on relationships. What are relationships? Relationships are connections with other human beings where I feel I can trust that person and that person can trust me. So what is the most important determinant of resilience? It's the quality of relationships that a child has. Quality with adults, but also quality with other children. What is the highest risk factor for children of mental health problems? Probably loneliness, being isolated, feeling that they're not related to others, feeling that they're not part of a community. To me, children are biologically programmed to look around them asking who is interested in me, who is concerned about me. Because as human beings, we learn from others. And that's what we've created schools for, to create an institution that teaches others. But what happens is that when you feel identified, your mind opens up to learning. It's like a kind of superhighway opens up in your mind where you become receptive to information that someone else has to convey to you. So if I want you to listen, if I want you to actually remember anything that I have said, I listen to you and I ask questions about you. And I ask, did you understand it? Do you see what I mean? Now, this is really difficult. This is really, what I'm trying to say is really quite hard. Not everybody understands it. Did you follow what I said? I give little cues that I'm really concerned about your understanding and about your ability to follow me. That's what teachers do. The highest risk in a child's life is probably the transition between primary and secondary schools, because the social rules for a child are so different, and the availability of adults they can trust becomes much more adverse, much harder. It is in those transition years where we perhaps do not do as good a job as we can in either preparing them for the changing environment that they will experience in changing schools, nor do we actually do a reception class in secondary school where that would be moderated effectively for them, because they simply do not come with the skills and competencies that they will require in order to manage the stresses that they will confront. Can we build? Do we know what these competencies are? We do. Can we build them? We can. Do we give children the opportunity to learn? Do we do not?